Alrighty, so I'm gonna put you in a bit of a hypothetical. You just pulled LR Tech Broly, and you want to know what are the best teams to run him on. Well, I'm glad you tuned into today's video because I am going to be giving you that answer. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Like I said, today I'm going to be going over the best teams for the LR Tech Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Now, this character, I believe, has a few good setups that you can run him with. What I want to do in this specific video is sort of focus on setups a little bit more, because I feel like with these videos, a lot of I get comments all the time, like, here is my, character, or here's my box, here's my account, and how can I set up a team? So what I want to do in this video is aim to give you a setup for multiple different builds, and with those setups, I'll explain each of the characters, their roles on the team, and why they are viable. Now, one thing that I need to emphasize at the beginning of this video, I am going to be talking about an EZA, in this case, whose details literally just dropped, and that is going to be Int Broly. I am going to make the safe assumption that this character is going to be good on the Movie Bosses team, as well as the Pure Saiyans team. Now, if this character is not good, I will give alternatives at the end of the video to both of these setups, and I just want you guys to know that I am going to preemptively kind of jump the gun a bit here and just assume that this character is going to be runnable on a few of the teams that Broly is on. So I just want to make that clear right away. I think Int Broly's EZA, it doesn't have to be like the most cracked thing in the world. If it is just really good, like pretty good, real good, I think that is going to be the case. It doesn't need to be like the best EZA in the game to make the cut on some of these teams. So let's go ahead and get started. So our boy Broly. Now, how can we take advantage of his leader skill? You can see here that Broly is a pure Movie Bosses 200% leader. So the first thing I want to do is go view the Movie Bosses category, and we will just kind of go from top to bottom. Now, when it comes to Broly, let's just go over a few specific setups that you could get away with running that will work, okay? This is going to be option one for the team. So everybody pay attention, listen up. I want it to be clear. This is going to be the first option for the team. I want you to run Tech Broly as a leader. You guys know at this point, this is one of the better characters in the game. We have that beginning offensive and that beginning defensive prowess that translates into offense and defense when you transform. We have a character like Cell Max, who's going to providing you insane defensive numbers, debuffs, additional attacks, and then also has a very valuable taunt. This character is going to be able to provide you just a lot of different things that most characters on this team do not have. This is the only character on the team right now that has a taunt, so please keep that in mind. The next character on the team, I know we're just going down the list, but we have AGL Full Power Broly. Now, AGL Full Power Broly, this is a character that's going to be stacking up their attack. They're going to be getting defense on their supers. They're going to be guarding. They're going to have a domain that buffs your extreme class allies. It is going to be a very good setup for you. This Broly is also going to be a very good linking partner for the legendary Super Saiyan version of this character. So far, these three characters are going to be the core for the team that we are setting up. Now we need to go to the supports. This again is for the first build. The next build I want to look at with Movie Bosses is going to have Extreme STR Turles for support, as well as the Broly Trio for the guaranteed dodge with 7 orbs. Now, the Broly Trio is going to lose you runs from time to time when you do not get the orbs, but please keep in mind that they could easily be out the door here very soon in terms of the way that you want to set up the team. So this is the 5 characters that you're going to run, and now on the 6th slot, this is where you have a little bit of freedom to actually change things up a bit. Now, again, like I said, I'm jumping the gun here, but I believe Int Broly's EZA is going to be a fine, slot 6 or 6th slot on this team. I think it could run very well. And then another option you could potentially run is going to be Hirudegarn if this character is not very good. I think Hirudegarn is a bit risky to run, but he can work. Now, some alternatives to the main setup, right? I think it would be unfair if I didn't go over them. Let's go ahead and get started with some of the alternatives. I like this Int Golden Frieza. This is a very good character at the start of the fight with damage reduction and other things like that. They're also going to be providing support for a character like Cell, as well as AGL Full Power Broly. You're going to be able to get the best out of them with this guy's support on the rotation. If you don't have this character, there is no need to worry. You can run LR Golden Frieza. In long fights, he is going to be a little bit of a fish out of water, but attacks that you can debuff the enemy and lower their attack, this Frieza is going to come in and look just fine, and also have that beginning. His damage reduction is going to be on the level of this Broly in terms of percentage, where it will be 90% on the first turn. So please keep that in mind. Another character, again, you're really getting down to the nitty gritty and like some of the risky characters. I think you can get away with this Turles, but he is not going to look the best. But if you're in an emergency situation, that could be the case. And it's like the same thing with this Cooler. Just not great characters at this point, but like in an emergency pinch, you can get away and potentially hide them. So please keep that in mind. Now, An honorable mention for this team, somebody that could potentially be crazy with an EZA, is going to be this version of Tech Broly right here. Tech Transforming Broly has a ton of potential, especially if he with his EZA, assuming that it comes during the celebration. That one is a little bit more TBD because it's not confirmed yet, like Broly's is, but just keep that in mind. So the Movie Bosses team, again, somebody else that you could also consider if he is allowed in the event. This guy is actually going to be banned from a lot of events because of his nuke leader skill. This is a character that gives, 33% attack per AGL key sphere obtained, and Akatsuki does not want you nuking bosses, even though in this day and age, these bosses are all multi-phase fights and nuking them wouldn't even really matter. So keep that in mind. That is why you can't really run this character in some events, but events that you can run this character, he has 90% damage reduction so long as you're above an HP threshold, and he could potentially be really good. Now, another character down the line with the Tech Broly EZA is this STR Broly right here, because it is a very, very high chance that he super EZAs during the celebration due to when he EZA'd, which was way back in the day. You can see this is the oldest TUR on the category. So there's a good chance he gets a super EZA. So the Movie Bosses team, I think this is one of the better teams that you can run this character on. Let's go ahead and move on to another team that I like, and that is going to be the Transformation Boost team. Now, something that you can kind of tie this team into the full power one as well, which I think I'll do a little bit of, just because this is kind of the way that you want to run him on. I think that there's two real teams that you want to run this character on, and I'm going to provide you those alternatives right now. So we have Broly right here, who is on Transformation Boost. We want to run him as a leader. We want to have this other Broly, and then we can set up another rotation, which is going to look a little bit different, right? Obviously, we cannot run Jiren right now, but what we want to do is run Tech UI Goku on this team. He absolutely is going to work out just fine. We have Gogeta right here, who again will work fine as well. Somebody else that you could get away with is running Tech Orange Piccolo. I think this setup could potentially work for him with just the ability to take away supers and whatnot. I think that is a very fine character to run. Somebody else that you can use is this Tech Vegeta right here. I think that this character works out very well with this team. And if you want to run some version of that as well, you could also, run this version of Frieza down here again. You guys know how good he is. Somebody else that you could run as well is God Goku. And then if we go over to the full power side of things, we'll pull up this category because, again, this is going to slide into, our boy Broly's leader skill, as you can see right here. What we can do is toss some more characters in from this category that you didn't have access to prior. So who else can we run on this team? For Tech UI Goku, we can link him up with Evolution Blue Vegeta. We can run Evolution Blue Vegeta and Kaioken Blue Goku. We could also obviously use Beast Gohan. I don't even really need to say it. If you see him on the team, you use him. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't want to hear any pouting in the comments, right? In an emergency, you could use this version of STR Dragon Fist right here. This version of Goku at times can be okay, but he has kind of tapered off a little bit. But now he is, it is what it is, right? This character is just all right. But he is he has aged a bit, unfortunately. This Broly, again, should be working out just fine with his EZA, and he'll be able to slide on this team. So this team, you have a little bit more freedom, right? I think I gave like a good 10 options there that it's like on the main core of this team, and overall, it's going to work out very well. Now, kind of looking at sort of the last things here, when we look at these other teams, I just think there is a little bit, just not enough yet, right? Like this is Inhuman Deeds. Power Beyond Super Saiyan is lacking a true leader right now, but this is a very good team still. Just unfortunately, just lacking right now. This Vegito, unfortunately, just does not cut it right now. I am not a fan of that Vegito, so it's like, and a lot of these characters that I mentioned, like, Vegito is still better than them, so please keep that in mind. Like, again, that is an emergency character. But when it comes to, like, wanting to have two of these guys, obviously you are kind of limited in a way where you have to run Movie Bosses, so please keep that in mind that the Movie Bosses team is probably going to just be the best setup for this guy because you can run a double pure 200% leader skill, right? And obviously, you guys know how powerful that is. So please keep that in mind as you are looking at teams like this. But looking at the rest of this teams, Target Goku is not a team right now. Planetary Destruction you can kind of make work, but usually it just kind of cuts back to being like a pure Movie Bosses setup. This Frieza right here, I'm sure a lot of you guys did not summon for, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But if you do want to run like a Planetary Destruction setup, you could run this Frieza, you could run Broly, you could run LR Golden Frieza, you could run Turles, right? Like, you can make this work. Harudegar and Turles, like, it's going to look a little bit ugly, but it can potentially work. So there you guys have it. In my opinion, the best teams for Broly. Last but not least, Pure Saiyans. Again, this team is kind of lacking like a true, like a real leader. Like God Goku you can get away with, but that's still not like the best case scenario, right? So like you'd run God Goku, Broly, Tech UI, AGL Broly, and then you'd run like the 6 series EAs and Evo Ken and you'd be good to go, right? So keep that in mind with Pure Saiyans. It's just an okay team. But there you guys have it. The best teams for LR Tech Broly. If you would like to see a version of this where we go over the physical Super Saiyan trio, I am more than happy to do so. But right now, I just want to focus on this Broly, as I've had ample time to use this character now and understand how they work and understand the teams that you'd want to use them with. So let me know down below, what team do you guys like running him on? What team do you plan on using him on when you pull him? Do you have him yet? Do you not have him yet? All that fun stuff in the comment section below. And if you found this video informative or helpful, don't forget to leave a like before you go. Subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we'll be here before you know it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.